rivalry weekend in the Rocky Mountains. Here tonight, there on Sunday. Buffalo's hosting the Utes in Boulder on a Friday night, Pac-12 volleyball. They'll do it again on Sunday in Salt Lake City at Huntsman Center. The number 11 ranked Utah Utes, just percentage points behind league-leading Washington State. A big weekend for Utah, needing a couple wins to keep pace with the frontrunners in the Pac-12 volleyball chase. Thad Anderson with you from CU Event Center. Glad you can join us for Friday night volleyball. For Utah, they're a team that is rolling. They've got things clicking. And for Colorado, a team that's lost 9 of their last 10 matches, but good at home. And the Buffalo is going to take a shot at the number 11 ranked team in the country tonight. For Utah, one of the keys for them, of course, Danny Drews does so much for Beth Lanier. But what makes that possible in a lot of ways is Kenzie Kerber, the senior, a senior class award nominee, second leading point producer for Utah. She'll fill up the stat column in kills, in blocks, in digs, and from the serve line, leading her team with 22 aces on the season. A Pac-12 favorite, Kenzie Kerber, the senior for Utah. For Colorado, a new performer this year has emerged as an offensive leader, a senior and a captain, Leah Clayton. The Utes hold their opponents to just 159 attack percentage. That's best in the Pac-12. Clayton swings it a lot, but has been held under 200 this year as an attacker. The Buffs will need her to tap into the 5 double-doubles she's had this season. And it was 1 month ago tonight exactly that Clayton had 29 kills against Washington. Can she catch that magic against the Utes? It's Colorado and Utah coming up next from Boulder on Pac-12 Networks. Time for volleyball in Boulder with the Utes and the Buffaloes on the court. Matchup tonight features a couple of key storylines for Utah, one of those being their head coach going for her 600th win. Beth Lanier could get career number 600 under this starting lineup, put forth by the 31st year head coach, Drews, Yet, Grace, Kerber, Smith, and Ramirez, joined by the setter, Sage Ka'aina Torres. And for Colorado, Jesse Mahoney puts out a lineup that tinkered with a little bit, some injury troubles for Colorado, trying to grind through. Tabron and Alcantara getting the start. Clayton and Kuhl, Hart, DeLuzio, and Neverdowski, the starters for Jesse Mahoney on the Colorado side. Beth Lanier, head coach at Utah since 1990. Got her master's at Illinois in 1989, took over the Utes program in 1990. 31 years of coaching. She stacked up 599 career wins, the 2019 Pac-12 Coach of the Year. If we see a Utes win tonight, we see Beth Lanier get career win 600 in Boulder. Utah will serve to open. It's Emily Smith, a sophomore defensive specialist for the Utes, serving us in. Colorado will go back row with Clayton. That's into the net, and Utah has the first point of the match. Again, they'll play again on Sunday in Salt Lake City. A noon match, Mountain Time. Teams will travel out tomorrow and reset. Alyssa Alcantara tips. Kenzie Kerber first touch. Danny Drews third touch. And you'll see a lot of that. Danny Drews against Stanford on their Friday night match a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago tonight. 66 attacks in a 4-set match with Stanford. 4 sets, 66 swings for Danny Drews. She has the first kill of the night for either team. 2-0 Utes. Tip. Free ball for Colorado off the Megan Hart tip to set that up. Hart's going to swing this time. Doug in the back there. Megan Yet, and Utah converts. And that's part of why Utah is sitting in the thick of the championship race in the Pac-12. Great job handling a couple of efforts by Colorado. Beautifully passed by Megan Yet. Danny Drews, her second kill. Couple of serves on Maya Tabron starting tonight. Tabron, number 9 for the Buffs, a freshman from Gilroy, California, has been served a couple of times. Alyssa Alcantara is going to get the kill for Colorado. That's the first termination of the night for the Buffs. There is Maya Tabron, increasing time on the court for Jessie Mahoney as her freshman year rolls along. Roll shot from Drews. Libero is Zoe Neverdowski for Colorado tonight. Zoe platforms it to Alcantara. Down goes Kerber on the dig. Outside to the lefty, Drews. And that is off of the libero, Zoe Neverdowski. Talking libero, a freshman for Utah, number 17, Vanessa Ramirez plays libero. Here's the Drews swing going cross court. And the setter, Sage Aina Torres. Melissa Alcantara drills one past the libero. Diving Vanessa Ramirez, point for Colorado. Talking about the freshman, number 17 for Utah, Ramirez, Pasadena, California, wearing the same number 17 that Bree Dorman wore at Utah, now graduated, career digs leader for the Utes, all-time most digs for Dorman, and now the same number 17 being worn by the current libero. And Vanessa Ramirez has started every match of her freshman year at libero. Double-figure digs in 5 of her last 6 matches. That's a freshman who started every single match for a team that's been ranked inside the top 10 all year. This is the first time this current poll that the Utes have been outside of the top 10 in the country. They're number 11 after splitting with UCLA last weekend. Kenzie Kerber will block. And demonstrates on that Utah point. 6-2 Utes. Danny Drews to serve. A couple of power lefties. Kerber and Drews. Clayton on the run-up. Ramirez high dig over to the R1 stand. Trying to bend out of the way. The ball is right on the top of the stand. Utes couldn't bring it back. Leah Clayton with the rocket. Too hot to handle. Jenna Ewert in to serve. Ewert not starting tonight. Rotates in. Buffs have been running a 6-2 offense for the last few weekends. Tabor in the back off the touch. Ewert sets to Clayton, roll shot. Second touch for libero Ramirez. Kerber off the hands into the floor. Kenzie Kerber missed the Stanford matches with a concussion and was back for the UCLA matches. Kenzie has her first kill of the match. A couple of digs for Kerber. Clayton down to receive Ramirez serve. Slide. Swing to Alexia Kuhl. Dig is going to fly over and out, and the juice of Utah bringing the heat. Cranking it off the dig tries of Colorado. Too hot to handle. Ramirez will serve again. Alexia Kuhl for Colorado, middle blocker, redshirt freshman from St. John's, Florida. Alexia has abided her time, developing the program, getting her opportunity starting tonight. Buffs get a kill there from Leah Clayton. Clayton's second kill. Leah will serve after that swing that got through. Kerber and Kennedy Evans on the block attempt. For Utah, Clayton serve. Kuhl tried to send it straight back after a mishandle on the serve receive, and Utah survives it. They didn't handle the Clayton serve well. Alexia Kuhl couldn't put it away on the one touch. And again, Utah takes a point. These are the kind of points Colorado can't give away if they're going to stay with the Utes. Back set from Jenna Ewert, feeding Sterling Parker. The Jenna Ewert, a captain on this team, a preseason All-Pac-12 selection, distributing the ball through the Buffs offense, that time to Sterling Parker. A lot of chemistry experiments and button pushes for Jesse Mahoney with this lineup, trying to get things figured out. They've lost 9 of their last 10 matches. Buffs started 4-0 this year. Now the record 5-9. Jenna Ewert, a fixture at setter the last couple of years, playing now in a 6-2. It's a little bit of a swallow your pride and understand the team strategy. And Jenna's been a key as a quarterback for this team for a couple of years. Sterling Parker goes again on the right side. Parker good. Brenna DeLuzio and Alyssa Alcantara rotate back in. Wide there from Parker. Nice job cutting that inside the pin. There is Brenna DeLuzio, and notice Jenna Ewert on the rotation out. Very genuine greeting at the sub line. Words of encouragement and energy as Jenna checked out and yielded to the other setter in the 6-2. That got the back line. Passing the placement test for another point. 11-6 now, Utah. Danny Drews, 4 kills already and 5 swings. Utah hitting .583 in this first set. 7 kills, 12 attacks, no errors. Verdowski to DeLuzio to Alcantara, and the block's coming back. Sage Kaina Torres, the setter, listed at 6 feet tall. She's a force. Already over 2,000 assists in her career as a junior now. Set the Utah single season record last season in her first year as the full-time starter at setter. Sage, 1,518 assists. That's a Utah single season record. She is the legitimate center of that offense. Timeout on the floor. We got a timeout. Utah out and running in set 1 in Boulder. Utah hitting .583 in the first set. Their side out percentage right now, the Utes, 100%. The Buffs have not served twice in a row yet. Utah staying in system, handling the Colorado serve. And Utah, one of the best serving teams in the conference, will put you in distress from the serve line. Alcantara misses wide. 14-6 Utah coming out of that timeout called by Colorado. Utah from the serve line, 90 aces this season. That's top in the Pac-12. Number 1 ace team in the conference with 90. Nearly had one there on a shank receive, and that didn't come back. That was on or outside the antenna. The whistle and the out call. Colorado not able to handle the serve. It's coming again from Emily Smith out of Park City, Utah. Sophomore. Ace there. Maya Tabrin. Thought that was going to get long. It did not. Emily Smith caught the back line. .583 to .053, the hitting percentages. That'll help the Colorado cause. Megan Hart straight down from the middle. Megan, the heavy wrap on the left hand. She's like a handful of these Buffaloes, grinding through a challenging year physically for Colorado, as it has been for most teams around the Pac-12. Of course, Colorado facing that deeper part of the season like everybody else, start to wear down just a little bit. And Utah, Danny Drews is going to crank that off of the hands. Another Utah point. Utah without the services of sophomore Zoe Weatherington, out with injury. And Zoe's a big loss for the Utah roster. Danny Drews on that kill. 5 kills in 6 attacks. And another ace. Utah now serving him up. Clayton couldn't handle the serve from Sage Kaina Torres. Sage steps back again. Stats showing 2 aces now. Make sure that's updated. Couple aces in the books for Utah. Utes average 1.73 aces per set, and they are a little above that already here in set 1. Back set, and coming across from Alcantara with the hands. Alcantara leading the Buffs with 3 kills, 18-8 in this first set. Colorado finally back with a point. Two blocks in the first set for Utah, none yet for Colorado. Sage sets Danny Drews. The roll shot's going to work, getting tight in on the Utes front line. Alyssa Alcantara creative to finish the point. You see Alexia Kuhl in the middle. Alyssa Alcantara signaling from the front. The Buffs set up in front of their server. Taylor DePross, lefty into serve. DePross skip step coming to the line. DeLuzio's dig try gets in tight on the net. Alcantara can't get control of it. Megan Hart back in for Taylor DePross. Danny Drews standing at the serve line. DeLuzio. Big dig from Kaina Torres. And a whistle and net contact. Alexia Kuhl got into the net. Kuhl, the redshirt freshman from St. John's, Florida, listed at 6 feet 6 inches tall, a dominant front liner for Jessie Mahoney in her early days of her CU career. Swept over by Madeline Robinson, a junior for Utah. Colorado gets to double digits, down by a double deficit though, 20-10. Leah Clayton has 3 kills on 9 swings. Buffs at 154. Utah still at 588 hitting in the first set. Utes are second best in the Pac-12 this season, hitting 260 as a team. That's behind only Washington in the Pac-12 stats. Utah the second highest team hitting percentage in the conference. Leah Clayton goes soft to put it down. 4th kill for Clayton. Clayton and Alcantara have attacked 10 times each with 4 kills. Good approach, good swing. That's Leah Schmidt for Utah, sophomore from Westlake, Ohio. Number 5, Leah Schmidt. Checks in with her first attack and first kill. Utes running away with the first set. Tabron received from a knee, sliding to that. Ewert ran to it. Good work by Jenna Ewert to keep that going for Colorado. Now Jenna scrambles for it. Kennedy Evans punched it over. Sterling Parker had it blocked out of bounds. Parker strong off the hands of the Utah block. Palindrome on the scoreboard, 21-12. Happiest time of the night. (21-12) at 7:21 p.m. Mountain in the year 2021. Ewert back row to Leah Clayton. Second touch for the libero after the setter makes the first touch on the dig. Same thing, libero set there for Colorado from Neverdowski. Ewert pushes it out to Tabron. Clayton got a hand to it. Neverdowski on the run, wedges that back up. Ewert's going to send it over. Great scramble by the Buffaloes. Here come the Utes again, though, in the middle. Colorado still has it alive. Longest point of the night easily. Buffaloes all over the floor. Can't get an attack mounted, but they're not letting the Utes finish the point. There it is finally for Utah. They had to earn that one. Kennedy Evans on the kill. Timeout Colorado with the score after that finish. Long point, 22-12. A lot of masks being pulled down at the moment, trying to gasp in some oxygen. Colorado on the scramble that entire point, and Utah just kept coming. The Utes take the point. 8 assists for the Utah setter Sage Kaa'aina Torres out of Honolulu, Hawaii. The junior, she's got 8 assists for Colorado, 5 for both Ewert and DeLuzio. And it's a 10-point lead for Utah. Utah setting the pace or at the front of the line, at least, the head of the line for the Pac-12 in a variety of categories. Kills per set, hitting percentage, assist per set, digs per set, all second, and leading the conference in aces per set. And, of course, mentioned before, too, the Utes also number 1 in the conference in opponent hitting percentage, holding their opponents to 159 on the attack. That's the best defensive mark in the conference. The Utes have held their opponents under 200 hitting in 11 of their 14 matches. 11 times and 14 tries defensively, keeping the opponent under 200. And the Buffaloes this year, when they hit under 200, they're 0-6. So if Utah does what they've been doing and the Buffs get the result they get under 200, not looking good. Tonight's the night, though, for Colorado. Utah is 6-0 on Sundays this year, 6-0 at home, and the Buffs are 0-6 on the road. They're going to play at Utah on Sunday, and the Utes haven't lost at home or on a Sunday this year, and the Buffs haven't won on the road. So tonight's the night, Colorado, if you run it by the trending of the year. Off the timeout, Colorado will draw it back to a 9-point disadvantage. Ewert in the middle for Alexia Kuhl. First kill of the match for Alexia Kuhl. Clayton dug the tip, but sent it a little long. Utah. Madeline Robinson swung. Tabron tight on the net. Great job by Maya Tabron. In distress, pushes it into the hands of the block. Tabron saves the point for Colorado. Off rhythm with Kennedy Evans in the Utah attack, and that'll let Sterling Parker set up. Danny Drews diving, can't keep it in play. Sterling Parker on the kill. .22-15. Buffs need to go for a while, and it starts well for Zoe Neverdowski. First ace of the set for CU. Side out percentage now down to 67%, was 100% for a while for Utah. That's what Beth Lanier has talked about as an offensive strategy for Utah, the back row for Danny Drews. She said Danny gets trapped at the net all the time. Teams key on her and put big blocks up against Drews when she swings off the pins. Gone to more back row. Her hitting percentage has been strong from back there. Great angle, big arm. And Drews demonstrates from the back row on that point. Sterling Parker solid in this first set. Got 5 kills, but that's 5 kills on 6 attacks and no errors for Sterling Parker. She is at .833 on the attack percentage. Buffs now up to .278 for the set hitting. Utah still blistering .406 team attack percentage. Tough serve from DeLuzio. Utah's going to have to give it up. Megan Hart got the touch, and Colorado closing here in the end of the first set. Dug themselves an 11-point gap at one point. Trailed by double digits. Portion of this first set, and they got it back to 5. Dump try, Ana Torres going to now back set. Swing by Kennedy Evans sent high by the Buffs. Megan Hart and Zoe Neverdowski figure it out. Not going to figure that out. Danny Drews, hard to handle. 6 kills, that leads all players in set 1 for Drews. 6 kills on 10 attacks. I hadn't updated the stats. I just read that too quickly. It's now 7 kills on 10 attacks. 700 attack percentage for Drews. DeLuzio goes back to Tabron. There's a surprise from DeLuzio. The dump to the floor, right on the forehead of the Buffalo logo. Deluzio, yep. Utah not expecting that. Good decision, good timing from Brenna Deluzio. 7th different Buffalo with a kill in the first set. And the response coming right back at you. Sage Ka'aina-Torres, 4-set point. Sage attacks and ends it and becomes, like Colorado, the 7th player for Utah with a kill in the first set. Each team had 7 different players tally a kill. Final one goes to Ka'aina-Torres, and Utah 25-19 in the first set from Boulder. Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Snowy situation in Colorado. A couple of feet dumped last weekend. Beautiful stuff outside and good stuff for Utah inside set one. 25-19, Danny Drews clearly leading the way. 7 kills for Danny Drews, who is now just 2 kills away from tying Kim Turner for 2nd all-time at Utah. Kim Turner, one of the legends in volleyball in Utah, retired number in the rafters at Huntsman Center. With 2 more kills now, already having 7 in this match, Danny Drews will move into 2nd place all-time at Utah in kills, behind only Adora Anai from 2014 to 17. 1,920 for Anai in her career in the kill column. 395 hitting for Utah. Colorado got that up to 300. Fine hitting mark for Colorado, but too late in the set. 18 kills for the Buffs, more than Utah had. Danny Drews, 7 kills. The next closest Ute in that first set, Kenzie Kerber had 2. Madeline Robinson also had 2. Robinson with 10 attacks. Drews with 11 attacks. Danny hitting .636. Smoking in the first set. She's going to miss here. That's rare, and that's the first error of the night on her 12th swing for Danny Drews, sending it long. That brings out a Getting Jiggy with It musical tribute from the arena DJ. Colorado up 1-0. That is out. Attack error for Utah, and I think Beth Lanier's going to see if she's going to go for the challenge card. Communicating with Megan Yett. It was a swing from Phoebe Grace. Not going to challenge it. Megan Yett initially signaled to her coach that was in by half a foot, and then she waved it off. Leah Clayton at the net for Colorado, and the Buffs kick an early field goal up 3-0. Back row, Kenzie Kerber sent back by Leah Clayton. Clayton with some hops. Leah listed at 5'11". She covers a lot of net. 5 double-doubles on the year. Now the ace busted out from the freshman Maya Tabron, and Colorado is stampeding in set 2, 4-0. A tape serve bounces off. Vanessa Ramirez stays with it, and the Buffs block Danny Drews. The key to that was the hands all over the swing from Drews. And Colorado puts it down, takes the first 5 points of the second set. Beth Lanier, her team trying to get their coach her 600th career win tonight. Beth going to the coaching well early in set 2. Timeout Utes. Getting shut out by the Buffs. Colorado never led in the first set. Buffs had 0 leads in set 1 as Utah took the first 3 points of the first set and led big throughout. Now with their first lead of the match, a big one, 5-0. Again, great net presence from Colorado. Here comes Drews. Neverdowski overhand dig. Good reactions by Zoe. Back row, Tabron missed it, and there's the first point for Utah in this second set, and the kick line breaks out on the Utah bench. Rockette style. Big celebrations off the Utah bench. That'll happen when you're 11-3 on the season. 11 wins and 14 tries for Utah, the team that was picked in the preseason coaches poll to win the conference this year. First time the Utes have been tabbed as the preseason favorite since joining the Pac-12 in 2011. Of course, these two programs joined the Pac-12 at the same time. Colorado and Utah added to the Pac-12 in 2011. There's Kenzie Kerber at the net after the Beth Lanier timeout. The next 2 points to Utah. Kerber lines it up, drops it down. Sage Ka and a Torres serves Leah Clayton, who handles the serve and then hammers it off the server. Serve me again, would you? Sage is laughing. She's keeping a light heart about the moment, but Clayton, dodgeball, broke her down. Welcome to serve me anytime you'd like. 6-2 Colorado. Sage sets Kenzie Kerber, who pushes that through. Maya Tabrin. Tabrin tried to go all matrix on it. Tried to slither out of the way and let it sail long, but made some contact. Look from the net cam at Kenzie Kerber rattling that off of Maya Tabrin. Alyssa Alcantara, big block, will stay in. Deep corner. Utah block, thunderous and straight. Great hands, great angle. Madeline Robinson, the junior who transferred from BYU out of Highland, Utah, her hometown, started at BYU and then made the move to the Utes program. Another big dig comes flying over. Tabrin puts it up. Clayton still off the floor. Now it's down. Colorado can't fight that one back up. For the Buffaloes, they don't have, at least we haven't seen yet, a player who's been big for them this year. Rachel Farah, a graduate student. Rachel dealing with some injuries, and you see Rachel dressed and on the side, but has not seen time yet. That's a big miss for Colorado. There's number 8, Rachel Farah, out of Naperville, Illinois, played at Northwestern and Dayton before her grad year here at Colorado. Alexia Cool, chance to celebrate. Alexia, the redshirt freshman, she's played in, I think, now her 8th match this season. She's getting some time. The season pushes along, and Cool's got the celebration down all right. No lack of team building energy and celebratory surge after that point. Here's a swing from Kenzie Kerber. Neverdowski, as it pinball off of her, keeps it in play. Kerber coming at you again. This one off the big try of Zoe Neverdowski. Kenzie Kerber with 5 kills on just 7 attacks for Kerber.
Substitution for Utah. Now in serve 3.
Kenzie, big power, such heat from Utah. Danny Drews and Kenzie Kerber lead the way with the rocket shots. Defenses have to be well positioned and a little brave when it really comes down to it. Clayton tries to push it deep. Danny Drews is there. Swing from Madeline Robinson is rejected. Colorado again gets hands on that. Clayton to Ewert. Parker tied at 7 points apiece. Utes trying to get their first lead of the second set. That block will be out, and Utah pulls ahead. Colorado led 5-0. Utah timeout. It's been 8-2. Utah since then. Drews again, back row attack. Clayton's serve receive, not good, and Colorado had to give it up, and Utah won't miss on it. See Phoebe Grace behind the Utah bench just pumping her fist. Number 19 for the Utes, not in right now, but you can feel the team chemistry, the team culture for Utah. Phoebe Grace over there, along with the entire Utah side, genuinely playing for everybody. Each player out there just trying to hold up their piece of the weight here. Credit to Beth Lanier on The way this team interacts, 10-2 scoring run for the Utes has pushed them on top 10-7. Last 4 points have gone to Utah. Beth Lanier said she really likes how her team has handled the adversity this year, responded very well to some tough conditions, as all the teams have faced, but the attitude, the spirit, the positivity. Colorado gets back within 2. Leah Clayton, there you see the athleticism of her attack. Smooth rise, big air, big swing, puts it away. Leah Clayton with 7 kills, that leads the Buffs. Sterling Parker with 5 for Colorado. Colorado hitting .231 for the match, 0 for the set. And Maya Tabrin is a freshman. Alexia Kuhl, a redshirt freshman. Kuhl closed it off on the inside, but Tabrin sealed the line and directed it back to the middle. Textbook stuff from Maya Tabrin. Great approach, great pass, great second touch, smooth finish. It's the kind of offense that Utah hopes to carry deep into the postseason. Reduced tournament field this year for the NCAA volleyball tournament. A lot of people thinking maybe 4 at-large berths this year for the Pac-12, league champ, maybe 4 others. Utah sitting in good position right now. They're statistically in 3rd place in the conference. They've got a strong record, strong results. Utah's in pretty good shape for postseason, but you don't want to take any chances this year when the at-large math is a little problematic. Sterling Parker for Colorado clangs that off of Madeline Robinson and Kennedy Evans, forces it down on the Utah side. Sterling Parker, 6 kills on 9 attacks, 667 for Sterling. Been very good tonight. Clayton from the back row. Danny Drews with Jenny Ewert trying to get the dig up. Tabern can't flag it down at the post. It's Danny Drews again. 8th kill. Been a little while. Danny rotating around. Puts up her 8th kill. That's a match high. Tough serve. Hard angle from Megan Yett. Kenzie Kerber, there's a touch. Utah off the hands from Kenzie. 6 kills for Kerber. Utah still a little over 300 for the match at 317 attack percentage. That's their percentage from Sunday when they beat UCLA in the turnaround match after losing to UCLA last Friday. Utes hit 317 on the road in Los Angeles in the win over UCLA, and that's where they were a moment ago at 317. Sterling Parker heads out. 13-11. Brenna DeLuzio serves to the Buffs, down by 2. Got a 5-point lead in this set. Danny Drews is going to pound that off the block. 9th kill for Drews.
Serving for Utah, number 17, Vanessa Ramirez.
Great body control, too. See how close Drews ended up to the net, maximizing her approach. Full release on the swing and still millimeters off the net. Alyssa Alcantara sends it through the defense. Swing from Alcantara. 5th kill. Blocking in this match so far, 4 blocks for Utah, 2 for Colorado. Buffs have 29 digs compared to 22 for Utah. 11 digs already for Zoe Neverdowski. 11 digs. Out there, another one for Neverdowski, the libero for Colorado. Except that one got wide on her and out it goes. Utah back up by 3, 15-12. No dig in the books for Neverdowski, stays at 11. Quick set for Megan Hart. Nice play by Brenna DeLuzio running through that pass. Nice quick distribution to the middle. Hart just pushed that over down. 15-13 Utah. Megan Hart serving. Kenzie Kerber missed the angle, sent it long. I'm glad I have a headset on with earmuffs. Need some ear protection when Kerber swings. The sound of the contact, decibel level, potentially damaging. That one was too much. And out. Colorado back within 1 point, and now 2-point margin. Working over to the right side. Back set. Tough angle from Danny Drews, painting the opposite line. Whistle and a rotation violation. Colorado out of order on the serve from Drews. Talked about Utah pacing the Pac-12 in aces. Right now, 3 aces for the Utes, make it 4 aces for the Utes, 2 for Colorado. Vanessa Ramirez libero goes down, kept the ball up. Hard earned by Ramirez. For naught, with Alexia Kuhl finishing the point for Colorado. Vanessa Ramirez. Volleyball's a contact sport. Melissa Alcantara. Credit to Ramirez. Kept it going, and then the Buffs cap it off with Alexia Kuhl. Kuhl has 3 kills on 4 swings. Ewart serves. Ewart gives it back to Leah Clayton. Tip from Kerber. Kuhl got there. Nice ball from Leah Clayton. Give Colorado a chance. Parker to Ewart. To Clayton. Dig comes over from Ramirez. Clayton tries to put it right back. Now Utah has a chance. Back row Drews. So good from back there. Again off the hands of Colorado. It's coming hot from the back row. Double-digit kills now for Danny Drews. A wall forming, and can't stop her. 11th kill for Drews on 19 attacks. 526 hitting percentage for Drews. Clayton on the tip. Nicely set by Jenna Ewart. Another tough twisting set from Jenna Ewart. Nicely delivered for the tip from Leah Clayton. Down the line. Anna Torres to the floor. Can't get down in time. Clayton's going to serve. Buffalo's down by 2. 8 kills for Leah Clayton. Already 25 attacks for Clayton. It's the most in the match for any player. Serve. Dropping down in the back line. Good decision by Drews to play it. And Utah had teammates calling out. Drews decided to play it. I think it was the right decision. It looked like that ball was going to tuck in inside the back line. Utah then got a little out of rhythm with their side out attempt. 8 kills, 5 digs. Serve coming from Leah Clayton, hitting 200. Good serve. Utes can't do anything with it. Sterling Parker. Utes kept it off the floor. Good swing by Parker. Here's Ewart setting to the middle to Kuhl. Vanessa Ramirez getting some danger pay in set 2. Teammates giving her some kudos. They know Ramirez is putting herself in the thick of it. Alexia Kuhl ties it at 18. 800 swing percentage for Kuhl on 4 kills, 5 attacks. Got the back line, did it again. Buffaloes have sent some deep, heavy serves here in the last few offerings, and Utah let that one go. Caught the line. Ace for Colorado, their 3rd of the match, and it puts the Buffs on top, 19-18. Leah Clayton stepping up here in set 2. See that ball knuckling toward the back, diving at the end line. 19-18, Colorado opened up 5-0 in this set, and then Utah passed them. Colorado fights back on top. Utah, I said, battling at the top of the standings. 11-3 record. They're 2 wins behind Washington. Utah having their Oregon series canceled a few weeks back. Washington State has played 12 matches. Washington with 16. Going to use winning percentage at the end of the day. And right now, Washington State's win percentage is the best. They sit number 1. The 5 ranked teams in the conference, all sitting in the top 5 slots. Talk about potentially 4 at-large berths for the Pac-12 in this reduced 48-team volleyball tournament instead of 64. Right now, looks like the math would be fairly clear if the season ended today, of which 5 would gain access to the postseason tournament. Of course, that's going on in men's and women's college basketball right now with the action getting going. And Tad Boyle's Colorado Buffaloes taking on Georgetown in round 1 of the men's NCAA tournament. Colorado women in the women's NIT with a win over Louisiana today, 68-45. The Buffs and J.R. Payne will move on in the NIT. Colorado men's hoops, Georgetown, that's tomorrow, 10:15 in the morning Mountain Time for the Buffs. Men in the NCAA tournament. Out of the timeout, the block is out. Utah forges a tie, 19-19. Utah out of timeouts. Colorado still has both of theirs. Madeline Robinson, dynamic outside hitter for Beth Lanier. Had a great match against Stanford a couple weeks ago. Neverdowski handles it, and Buffaloes convert that into an Alexia Cool kill. Alexia has been a big weapon for Jessie Mahoney with her start tonight. 5th kill, 6 swings, 3 digs, a block for Cool. And the Buffs hit 21st, up by 1. Overpass by Kerber. Buffs can't end it on that, and Madeline Robinson will end it. That's kind of plays for Colorado. Have an opportunity and not able to put the point away. Still have opportunity here. Battling well with Utah. Block for the Utes is down and in. Danny Drews runs in. Kennedy Evans there. Kennedy Evans Sunday against UCLA had 10 blocks in that match. I thought that was, we just had a correction down there, and I thought that was right. Scoreboard was off. Beth Lanier and the Utes checked in on it. They were shorted a point for a moment there. 21-20. Now 21 all with Megan Hart in the middle. Strong whipping finish from Hart. Tie it up at 21. Okay, I'm sorry, the number 21's everywhere. It's on her jersey, it's on both sides of the scoreboard. We've already talked about 21 tonight. But that's the number to play tonight if you're anywhere near an opportunity to play a number. Wide on the swing. Colorado back up by 1. Just a second error of the match for Danny Drews on 20 swings. She's hitting 450. Number 10 drills that at number 10. Kennedy Evans hammers that off of Brenna DeLuzio. Kennedy subs out after the slide finish. 3 kills for Kennedy Evans. 22-22 in the second set. Utah leads 1-0. DeLuzio sets Alcantara. Kerber. Ana Torres to Danny Drews, who hit the pin. Out of bounds, Utah. Point, Colorado. 23-22, Colorado with the lead, trying to pick up a win in the second set. Obviously, nobody wants to go down 0-2. Buffs trying to avoid that after being handled pretty clearly by Utah, and the block from Colorado. 24-22 to set point off of this stopper by Megan Hart and Alyssa Alcantara. Drews is blocked. Third block for Colorado puts them on set point in the second set. Maya Tabron trying to close the set. Clayton's going to send that over. Drews had to draw back on it. Set was behind her. Clayton trying to finish the set, and that comes back hot from the Utah block. Sage Kaina Torres. Swings out with Phoebe Grace. And now serves. 24-23. Utah needs a point here to push extra points in the second set. Good serve from Sage. Set ender from Alyssa Alcantara. Tough receive on the Buffaloes side. Credit on the first touch on that. Sets it up for a set win for Colorado. 1-1 after 2 in Boulder. Rocky Mountain rivalry, Utes and Buffaloes. Utah on the road wins the first set. 25-19. Colorado comes back 25-23. Stats from those first two sets on a split. 1-1 at the break. 263 hitting percentage for Colorado, 276 for Utah. 6 blocks for the Utes. Aces 4-3 in favor of Utah, but Colorado uses that and a strong finish to set 2 to forge a tie at 1 in Boulder. Here comes set 3 in Boulder. Friday night Pac-12 volleyball on Pac-12 Networks. Thad Anderson with you from CU Event Center. Nice weekend in the Rocky Mountains after a snowy one last weekend. Utah, record at 11-3. Utah started 8-0 this season before losing a couple at Washington. Now sitting 11-3. Colorado started 4-0 this year, now 5-9. 1-9 in their last 10 matches. Beth Lanier, worth mentioning again. A win tonight would give her career win number 600. Set 3 opens with a Utah block, their 7th of the match. Phoebe Grace, Danny Drews working the net. Alcantara rejected. Alyssa has 6 kills on the night, 6 errors now on 18 attacks. Serve error. First one of the night for Utah. Colorado has 2 service errors. Utah now with 1. Tying the score at 1-1 in the third set. Megan Hart on the approach. That is good. Danny Drews right in front of Jesse Mahoney. He had the best look in the house at it and didn't flinch toward the challenge card at all. Drews goes fiery. It was initially called out and then changed to in. Line judge kind of tapped his chest saying, yeah, my bad. I saw that in, flagged it out. Good adjustment. And Jesse Mahoney didn't say a thing. That hits the scoreboard and ends up on the tarping up there. There's a protective screen on the bottom of the scoreboard. That ball never came down. If you're wondering where it went, it's up in there. Disappearing ball trick. That point goes to Utah. If you hit it up into the scoreboard and it stays on your side, wait to see that's going to fall down in the middle of play. And because it didn't come down, call a replay on that. it hits apparatus and stays on your side and you have a touch left, you play it. If it hits apparatus and falls on the other side, the point goes to the team who didn't hit it up into the scoreboard. In that case, it never came down, and so the disappearing ball leads to a disappearing point. Start over. Utah will pick up the point. That was fun. I haven't seen that before. Ball's still up there. Let's see if somebody goes up in the catwalk. Just to climb around to make sure we have enough equipment to finish the match. Alexia Kuhl on the approach. Another strong presence by the Utes at the net. 4-1 Utah in the third set. Solo from Phoebe Grace. 9 blocks for Utah early in set 3. Clayton runs up. 10 blocks for Utah early in set 3. Double-digit blocks for the Utes. $15 blocks on Sunday in their 3-1 win over UCLA. It was a 4-set win for Utah. They had 15 blocks. Now an ace, and it's raining here on the heads of Colorado. Timeout. CU, Utah with blocks, with an ace. Now 5 aces in the match. 6-1 the score in set 3 with the first 2 sets split.
Pac-12 women's volleyball is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Somewhere in there is that volleyball. That's the screen that we just saw one disappear into. There's a top shot of the net. Good look down at the center court segment of the hardwood at CU Event Center. Glad you're with us on a Friday night. Pac-12 volleyball. Utah trailed 5-0 in the second set and came back to take a lead. Now Colorado has it flipped on them. They're down by 5 early in the third set. Kuhl is dug by Vanessa Ramirez. To the back row, it's Megan Yett. Clayton with Kerber pushing that back up. Sage kept it alive. Kaima Torres sets that for Drews. Neverdowski has 13 digs in the match, and the Buffs have a kill for their second point. Leah Clayton now with 9 kills. Most for the Buffs, 9 kills, 5 digs for Leah Clayton. Danny Drews leads all players with a 12 kills. Brenna DeLuzio, the assist, her 13th. Jenna Ewert with 15 assists. Sage Kaima Torres has 24 assists. Won't get one here. Buffaloes block their 4th of the match, compared to 10 for Utah. 6-3, Colorado closing ground with this block. Clayton had the hands. Jenna Ewert's serve is wide. 3rd serving error for Colorado. Robinson approach for Utah. Ewert puts that up for Clayton on the run. Robinson got that off the hand, straight down the line. Clayton dives in but can't keep it alive. Tight ball for Ewert. Clayton rocket to Drews, who dug it. Neverdowski for the Buffs, and Sterling Parker pushes it through the block. Phoebe Grace, Madeline Robinson yield that on the strong swing by Sterling Parker. 7 kills for Sterling Parker. for the match. Buffalo's hitting 205. Parker now at 500 after the kill. 205 for the Buffs, 253 for Utah. Serve into the net. Colorado has had a couple of serve errors here in the single digits of set 3. 9 for Utah with Vanessa Ramirez serving. Utah tidying up personnel with the libero out. Ramirez was ready to serve and went to the side. Utah's trying to get this right. Colorado whistled on a rotation violation earlier for a free point. Utah's going to take their time and try to get this one right. Do-si-do at the sub line. Phoebe Grace and Emily Smith wind up on the side. And the serve goes back into the hands of Vanessa Ramirez. Danny Drews and Sage Ka-Ana Torres laughing in the back row. So this serve sails over their heads from Ramirez. Madeline Robinson at the net for Utah. Robinson stays athletic throughout the point. Ends it. Madeline Robinson now with her 8th kill, 22 attacks. No errors for Madeline Robinson, hitting 364. She's up to 8 kills now. Misfire from Colorado, and Utah's widening the gap now in the third set. 4 assists, 9 digs for Vanessa Ramirez. 12 digs for Sage Ka-Ana Torres. Alexia Kuhl continues to impress offensively. Her 6th kill on 9 attacks. There's 1 error. Kuhl hitting 556. There's an angle from Alexia on that point for Colorado, 11-5. Good serve from Neverdowski. Utes handle it well, and Madeline Robinson picks up her 9th kill. Kenzie Kerber will head to serve. She leads the Utes with 22 aces for the team that leads the Pac-12 in aces. Sent that long. Kerber's serve is out. Parker and Ewert out. There's Brenna DeLuzio, who just entered to serve. Leah Clayton, Zoe Neverdowski in the back. Alyssa Alcantara, Maya Tabron, and Megan Hart in the front for Colorado. Drews leans in from the back. That's stopped by the block of Colorado. Again, good hands on the Robinson swing. That pass is too much, and Utah eats it up. Kennedy Evans plays the fly ball correctly. Noting Madeline Robinson, the junior for Utah. Her season high is 12 kills. She's got 9 here in set 3. Whistle and a back row attack. Violation from Utah. Takeoff point was foot was on the line. It was Kenzie Kerber from the back row, crossed the 10-foot line before she took the swing. Danny Drews, overhand punch from Tabron keeps it alive. Neverdowski gets underneath that. Leah Clayton angles in on it. Deep set from Ka-Ana Torres. Nice dig from Neverdowski on the Drews swing. Clayton block will stay in. Make it the 11th block of the match for Utah. Remember, they had 15 against UCLA in a 4-setter on Sunday. They've got 11 here in the third set. The block going off for Utah. Utah with a comfortable cushion in the third set, 14-7 lead. Alyssa Alcantara ended up jumping into that, misplayed it. Utah gave away a point, and Colorado didn't accept it. Alcantara misjudged it, and the ball hit her coming over, clearly out. So that mistake makes it an 8-point lead for Utah. 15-7. Timeout called by Jesse Mahoney, and you're at 15-7 and you're already out of timeouts. Tough set here for Colorado, down by 8. Ranked teams in the Pac-12. Talked earlier about the 5 ranked teams sitting at the top 5 slots of the conference standings. Washington ranked 8th, Utah 11, Cougars at 14, UCLA right behind them at 15, Oregon at 17. There's some cancellations in the conference this year that have been unfortunate. Washington State and Washington canceled currently. And that's the top 2 teams in the conference right now. Utah and Oregon had a 2-match weekend canceled as well, so it's, of course, impacting the standing situation. Danny Drews talked about her passing Kim Turner tonight. For Danny Drews in this match, she's got 12 kills. She needed 9 tonight to tie Kim Turner, one of the legends of Utah volleyball, and now second only behind Adora Anai. Anai, the multi-time All-American, leads career kills for Utah. Danny Drews already a 2-time All-American, likely to be a 3-timer. Her senior year, Drews. Ball touched over by Leah Clayton to the floor. Danny Drews, already twice this season Player of the Week in the Pac-12. Now to the second slot all-time in kills for Utah. Danny Drews, Kenzie Kerber, 2 nominees for the Senior Class Award. CLASS stands for Celebrating Loyalty and Achievement for Staying in School. The 4 factors considered to award the Senior Class Award each year: community, classroom, character, and competition. Pac-12 has a handful of finalists, or nominees, make it in the top 30 as the Utes are going to pick up a point and go to double up on Colorado, 16-8. Senior Class Award, along with Kenzie Kerber and Danny Drews from Utah, Mac May of UCLA, Megan McClure of Stanford, Lauren Sanders of Washington, all in the final 30 list for the Senior Class Award. Last season's Volleyball Senior Class Award went to Catherine Plummer of Stanford. A favorite award in college sports, a Senior Class Award. Catherine Plummer represented the Pac-12 with that national honor in 2019, and 5 Pac-12 players in the list of 30 being considered for the Senior Class Award. Congratulations to Kenzie and to Danny on that recognition to this point. List will be pared down to 10, and then at the final 4 for volleyball, the Senior Class Award recipient is announced. Zoe Neverdowski, libero tonight for Colorado, leading all players with 18 digs. Neverdowski approaching the 20 dig mark tonight. Drews is blocked. Alexia Kuhl celebrates with Leah Clayton. A redshirt senior and a redshirt freshman combo up. Clayton got the hands all over it on the Drews swing. 5th block for Colorado. Drews is high on the swing, and now we might get a challenge here. First one of the night. Yep, it's coming from Beth Lanier. I think the Buffs touched that So the challenge will be, did the Buffs touch this on the swing from Danny Drews? Take a look at what we can see on it. Let's try to see. We got front and back. Maya Tabor in the back. Alexia Kuhl up front. If it hit hands at the net, it would have been Alexia Kuhl. Don't see anything definitive there. And looks like Tabor in limboed underneath it. Thanks as always to our Pac-12 Networks crew and the support of Buff Vision of the CU Athletics Department. Great work on the production again tonight. Taking a look at this last point and touch. Yes, the challenge is granted, awarded, and upheld. It was the net touch is what the review was about, and it was the hand of Alexia Kuhl here on the Danny Drews swing. I got a finger of Alexia Kuhl. 17-10 now with the scoreboard adjusted. 13th kill for Danny Drews. Down to the floor went Tabor. Buffalo's in distress trying to handle serve from Drews. And Alexia Kuhl, some network. Fourth block for Alexia. She's got 3 digs and 6 kills. Nice broad stat sheet for Alexia Kuhl tonight. Her 6 kills on just 9 attacks, 556 attack percentage with just 1 error. Leading the Buffs with 4 blocks. Team has 6 blocks now, compared to Utah's 11. Clayton serves to Madeline Robinson. What's that? Another block? Maya Tabor smiling along with Alexia Kuhl. Tabor gets the full contact. Clayton's serve is short. 5th error for Colorado from the serve line. 18-12. So Colorado, even with those blocks, felt like should have closed the gap more than it has. Good challenge from Beth Lanier to get that point on the touch. And now an ace. Vanessa Ramirez, 6 aces for Utah in the match. First ace for Vanessa Ramirez, 2 each for Emily Smith and Sage Ka'aina Torres. 1 ace for Danny Drews, the 6 for Utah. And again from Vanessa Ramirez, heating it up from the line. Jessie Mahoney asked for a timeout and doesn't have any. Stood up and called for a timeout. No penalization for calling for a timeout you don't have, but the Buffs had to use their 2 timeouts early. I actually mentioned that earlier, and I saw Jessie Mahoney go to the T sign. It's been a long set for the Buffaloes. Feels like it's been quite a while since they called one, but they're all out. Sterling Parker for Colorado answers using the block in the hands of Madeline Robinson. 20-13, Utah by 7. Tight serve played by Utah. Neverdowski keeps that one up. Tabor had to lean in and pushed it off the antenna. Zoe Neverdowski, a match-high 19 digs, by far a career best. Her previous best in 2019, she had 15 digs against UCSB, did Zoe Neverdowski. 19 digs for the libero, Zoe Neverdowski. Madeline Robinson, solid through the block. Ripped that through the hands, and Utah charging toward 25. Zoe Neverdowski, as the Buffs have switched back to a 6-2 offensive system. And Zoe putting on the libero jersey. It was an overpass. Neverdowski knew it. She's apologizing to her teammates, put that ball up too far onto the net. It was called a block violation on the net there for Colorado. Not much could do with that up front. Kenzie Kerber, strong server, strong right there, and pumps the fist. 8 aces for Utah tonight for Kenzie Kerber, who leads the team in aces. That's her first of the night. Now 23 on the season for Kenzie. She'll have a chance to close it here, 24-13. We're tied 1-1 in sets. Utah trying to go up 2-1. They've got a nearly dozen set points to play with. Sterling Parker, Ramirez, great dig. Sterling Parker again, and that one will end up on the floor. And Parker's strong on the attack. 9th kill, 17 attacks for Sterling Parker. A 471 attack percentage. Sterling rotates out. Brenna DeLuzio serving, trying to keep it alive here in the third set. Good serve. Came back over, so no ace, but that was all DeLuzio there. Alcantara doing the cleanup. Tough serve from Brenna DeLuzio. Colorado got knocked out pretty definitively in the first set. Touch from the Buffaloes will end the set. That was off the block and out. And Utah, as they did in the first set, it was a 25-19 first set, but Utah controlled it, lost the second set to the Utes, and here they dominate set 3, winning by 10, going up 2-1 in Boulder. Utah winning the first and the third, up on Colorado going to the fourth set from CU Event Center in Boulder. The block party, again, a State Farm showcase, is our feature of Utah blocking. 11 blocks, following up on 15 at UCLA on Sunday as we go into the fourth set. Utah already with 11 team blocks. Phoebe Grace credited with 9 blocks in this match. That's her season high. Previous best was 6. 9 blocks for Phoebe Grace, 3 each for Sage Kaina Torres, 3 for Kenzie Kerber, 3 for Danny Drews. 11 team blocks, our State Farm showcase. Madeline Robinson has 10 kills in this match, one of 2 double-digit kill totals for Utah, 13 kills for Danny Drews. The Utes hitting 221 for the match, Colorado at 187. Utah 159 is their season opponent hitting percentage, and the Buffaloes a little better than that tonight, but just 187. Service aces 8 tonight for Utah compared to 3 for Colorado. Stats tilting toward Utah through 3 sets, and the scoreboard shows 2-1 Utah. Danny Drews leads everyone with 13 kills on 34 attacks, 7 digs for Danny, 3 digs away for a double from a double-double. Sage Kaina Torres, 28 assists, 14 digs, double-double for Sage. A couple of kills, 3 blocks for Kaina Torres. Start set 4, Colorado on the serve. And they'll take the first point with Alyssa Alcantara. In the first and third set, Utah took early leads. Utes went up 3-0 and built a lead in the first set, went up 6-1 in the third set. But Colorado in set 2 scored the first 5 points of that set, went on to win it. They get off on the right foot in the fourth set. Danny Drews, 14 kills. 29th assist for Sage Kaina Torres, who's serving. Leah Clayton, 11 kills for Clayton. We talked about Leah before tonight's match as a featured offensive performer. Athleticism employed frequently on the sets. 41 attacks for Leah Clayton. That's easily a team high. Next closest, Alyssa Alcantara with 23 attacks, 41 for Clayton. Those 41 swings for Clayton, most of anybody on the floor. Danny Drews has 35 attacks. Phoebe Grace wide on the swing. 9th attack for Phoebe. She has 2 kills, 3 errors, and 9 blocks for Phoebe Grace, her season high. Megan Hart with Colorado up 3-1, and that ball was flying probably long. Megan Yett tried to play it overhand, and the ace for Megan Hart. Hot shot on Yett. Megan Hart, you see, hitting .625 on 5 kills, 8 attacks. Megan's first ace just logged. Kenzie Kerber gets that down in front of Megan Hart. Yeah, tough. We talked about the Buffs dealing with some injuries. Megan Hart, that left hand wrapped up the fingers. Megan trying to get underneath that to dig. 4-2 Colorado. Kenzie Kerber just put up her 7th kill. Alyssa Alcantara off of libero Vanessa Ramirez. 9th kill for Alcantara. Here's Jenna Ewert subbing in and serving for CU. Tight ball from Madeline Robinson, and the Buffaloes play it well. They saw the tight approach. Colorado closes up at the net. Maya Tabrin in the back with Zoe Nebrodowski in front of Jenna Ewert. Robinson, tough handle on Ewert's serve. Clayton digs. Ewert gives it back to Leah Clayton, puts it through the block, and Colorado sees even sets. They like the second set, and they're faring well in the 4th set. Utah is going to call a timeout. Beth Lanier stops it at 7-2. Colorado trying to keep the match alive on their home floor against Utah. Colorado and Utah will journey to Salt Lake City to rematch on Sunday. Our match tonight, it's a home-and-home weekend here in Boulder now. They're in Salt Lake Sunday at noon Pacific, 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Utah trying to win on the Buffaloes' home court. Get Beth Lanier her 600th career win, and going to sweep the weekend to stay right at the top of the pack in the Pac-12. Colorado working to turn the tide. They've lost 2 in a row and 9 of their last 10. Colorado in good position here in the 4th set. Point gets to Utah 7-3 out of the timeout called by Beth Lanier. Serve to Emily Smith, who has a couple of aces. Into the net, Buffaloes. Alexia Kuhl made contact. Good dig behind her, but net violation by the Buffs. Tabrin to Ewert. Good offense for Colorado. Sterling Parker gets the third touch. Great pass from Maya Tabrin. Poised and technically sound to Jenna Ewert. Parker finished for Sterling Parker. Should push her into double-digit kills. Yeah, her 10th on 18 attacks, 500 attack percentage. Kenzie Kerber with some heat. Puts it away off of Leah Clayton. Kenzie Kerber now 8 kills. Approaching becoming the third Ute in double digits. 14 for Drews and 11 for Robinson. Colorado with Leah Clayton at 12, Sterling Parker at 10, Alyssa Alcantara at 9. One kill for Alyssa, away from 3 in double digits. Maya Tabrin, her 11th attack of the night, 2nd kill. 10 digs tonight for Maya Tabrin. Good finish there for Maya. 2 kills in the books. Colorado 9-5, trying to keep Utah at bay here. Don't let them close the gap. Try to get to that 5th set. Madeline Robinson, 12th kill. Robinson on the left side, wide approach. Through the hands of Colorado's block. Again, Maya Tabrin, 3rd kill for Maya. He's rotated to that left pin and getting the job done for Colorado. DeLuzio and Alcantara back in for Ewert and Parker for Colorado. Madeline Robinson was at BYU last season in 2019. Moved over to Utah. So statistically, as a Ute, mentioned earlier, her best kill total was 12 as a Ute, Madeline Robinson. She has 12 here against Colorado. And Colorado sets the block on Danny Drews. Alyssa Alcantara and Megan Hart. Now 9 blocks, I believe it is now, for Colorado, 11 for Utah.
Serving now, number 17, Vanessa Ramirez.
Danny Drews gets her 15th kill to put the serve to Vanessa Ramirez. 11 blocks for Utah and 9 for Colorado with the stats updated. And Buffs are putting the block together. Megan Hart zips that through the defense. Great set from Brenna DeLuzio. For DeLuzio, her 17th assist. Megan Hart, her 6th kill. That was nicely done with Leah Clayton working on the floor. Good offense from Utah. Sets up the Danny Drews 16th kill. Sends that all the way through the defense, deep to the corner. And that ball surprised Danny Drews. Came over free for Utah and tried to punch it. Sent it wide. Colorado backpedals into a point. Alexia Kuhl re-enters up front. Megan Hart, the other middle for Colorado serving. 13-8 Buffaloes. That serve is long. Colorado's 6th serving error in the match. Utah just 2 errors. Utah has 8 aces and 2 errors. 4-1 to the good on the ace error ratio. Brenna DeLuzio, by the way, double-double for the Buffaloes. Here's another assist opportunity with The tip from Alexia Kuhl, that got down, and Brenna DeLuzio now 18 assists, 10 digs, double-double for Brenna. Sage Kaana Torres for Utah with a double-double, 35 assists, 16 digs. 16 digs for the setter. It's the most for Utah. 20 digs for Zoe Neverdowski. Match high and a career high for Zoe for the Buffs. Tabron handled the dig. Buffaloes reset for an attack. Great dig by Zoe Neverdowski. Nice ball for Ewert. Tipped by Clayton. Kenzie Kerber leans in. And again, Colorado now in double-digit blocks. 10th block for the Buffaloes. Alexia Kuhl makes a difference at the net. She's with Leah Clayton on this. Impressive blocking on both sides. 21 blocks in the match. One more for Utah than Colorado. Great serve, and Ewert. Great time for the Buffs. 5th ace of the match. Beth Lanier is going to burn her last time out with Colorado running away from Utah 16-9 in the 4th set. Ewert, straight line serve. Robinson stepped away. Ramirez with that ball biting down. Couldn't keep it alive, and for Jenna Ewert, that is her first ace in this match. Sterling Parker has been highly efficient for Colorado, hitting .500 in the match, 10 kills on 18 swings, just one error for Sterling Parker. She's been a go-to on the right side. And the Buffs have been able to get the ball to Sterling Parker. This looks smooth, powerful, tough for Utah to handle. Number 13 for the Buffs. 10 kills, 18 swings. Sterling Parker is a sophomore out of Martinez, California. Parker credited with 1 block tonight. Alexia Kuhl leads the Buffs with 7 blocks, 4 for Leah Clayton, 3 for Megan Hart. Alexia Kuhl 7 blocks in this 4th set now, 10 blocks for the team. For Kuhl, that's a career high. Her previous best 5 blocks against Oregon. This is her redshirt freshman year, so the first statistical year for Alexia Kuhl. The end of February, she had 5 blocks against Oregon. She's got 7 tonight. This one won't get back to the Utah side. Sticks on the Colorado side of the net. Down it goes. Out of the timeout, Utah scores. We're down by 7, 16-9. Colorado building a strong advantage in the 4th set. Emily Smith has been strong at the serve line. Leah Clayton floats and swings, dug by Emily Smith. Now Neverdowski dives in for the dig. Kenzie Kerber. Ewert sets in the back for Tabron. Diving dig from Sage Kaana Torres. And now Madeline Robinson sends it through. Heat from Maddie Robinson. 13th kill. That's her high water mark this season with the Utes. Most kills she's had in a match as a Ute. Ewert spinning set. That one on the antenna from Leah Clayton, out by the Buffs. And Utah tightening the scoreboard in the 4th set. Utes trying to win it in 4 on the road. Clayton tips, diving in. Kaana Torres put that wide and across the line. Utes couldn't keep it alive. 17-12 Colorado Buffs. Like to keep it at 5 or even They've extended it just a little bit more than this. Utah can come at you quickly with the block, with the aces. Leah Clayton to Danny Drews. Kenzie Kerber. Dig by Clayton. Parker, there's a touch. Sterling Parker again. And Sterling's just been steady. A go-to for the setters in this match. 11 kills on 19 tries for Sterling Parker and just one error. Sterling playing very well. 18 assists for Brenna DeLuzio, 24 assists for Jenna Ewert in the 6-2. Madeline Robinson, 14 kills. She was hitting .324 before that swing. Can't do the math fast enough, so I'll lean on the stat monitor. That kill puts Robinson at .342. Ace, and here it comes. That's Kenzie Kerber. That's what she does well. Second ace for Kerber. 2 each for Vanessa Ramirez, Emily Smith, Sage Ka'aina Torres, and now 2 for Kenzie Kerber. Danny Drews has 1. That's 9 aces for Utah. That's a hard serve from Kerber at a tough angle. Buffaloes kept that off the floor, but Tabron launched that swing, and Utah closing the gap. Timeout, CU. Jesse Mahoney takes a timeout for Colorado. 18-15. Colorado feeling the pressure from the Utes as we play the 4th set. BYU transfer Madeline Robinson. Madeline, a junior from Highland, Utah, has a block in this match and 38 swings, just 1 error, 14 kills, hitting .342 for number 13 in red. Last year at BYU, she played in all 112 sets for the Cougars, had 279 kills, did Madeline Robinson. BYU had a 26-5 record, played into the second round of the NCAA tournament. Her career high was 18 kills at BYU. Got that last year against Marquette and San Diego. 18 kills, the most ever for Madeline Robinson. She's at 14 right now. Great addition for Beth Lanier and Utah. Madeline played for Club V in Utah. Big-time performer in the high school and club scene. Carrying that on initially in Provo, now in Salt Lake City, and here in Boulder tonight. Ewert to the middle for Alexia Kuhl, who pushes that through. Kennedy Evans. Evans had the 10 blocks against UCLA on Sunday. Couldn't get that one. 19-15. Alexia Kuhl, 8th kill, 11 attacks, 636. Clayton had a piece of that. Couldn't get that up in the air quite enough. Madeline Robinson moves to 15 kills. And subs out. Tabron tipped it over, and Utah didn't react quickly enough. Ball stayed low, couldn't play it up. And Colorado hits their 20th point, up by 4. Buffalo's trying to will themselves to a 5th set here. Colorado with their 5-9 record. They're 0-6 on the road this year, 5-3 at home. Talked to Jesse Mahoney before tonight's match, and he said, you know, we know we can beat anybody on our home floor. They had Washington on the ropes. Lost that in 5 on a Friday night, on the night that Leah Clayton had 29 kills. Utah pulls back within 3. Melissa Ramirez serving. Oof, tough ball from Melissa Alcantara. She loved that one. Beautiful set. 3 good touches from the Buffaloes. DeLuzio feeds it to Alyssa Alcantara, who has 10 kills, the 3rd Buffalo into double digits in kills, along with Sterling Parker and Leah Clayton. And an ace now. 6th ace of the match for Colorado, Maya Tabron. 2nd ace for Maya. 22-17. Sub in for Utah. Summer Daniel wears number 8 from Tipton, Iowa. The freshman Summer Daniel is in. Right in the middle of the back row for Utah, receiving serve from Tabron. That's biting down. Kerber goes to the floor for it. Drews, good angle from Danny Drews. Kind of like a changeup there. Threw off the Colorado front line. And it's a veteran play from Danny. 22-18. Sage Ka-Ana Torres. Utah still sitting on 11 blocks. Been a while. Colorado some good adjustments, and Leah Clayton goes through the block. Colorado 23-18 now. The Buffaloes pushing toward set point. Leah Clayton happy with her 14th kill. 52 attacks for Leah Clayton tonight. 52. So it'll be yet another post-game sponsored by Cold Tubs or Soothing Balm. Leah Clayton on the 50-plus swing assignment tonight. Tip from Kerber. Out of the system for Utah. Chance for Colorado, but Alcantara goes into the net. 23-19. Utah is out of timeouts. Colorado has 1 timeout to use. Imagine if Utah scores on their serve here, Jesse Mahoney might use up that last one. If they score twice, I would say for sure he's going to call it. Colorado would like to avoid that. Clayton got the corner. Great swing from Leah Clayton, and Colorado goes to set point, 24-19. Great ball from Leah Clayton. On her 54th swing of the match. 9 digs for Leah Clayton. She's got 15 kills. 4 blocks. Big stat sheet for Clayton tonight, hitting 132. It's been a grind, but she keeps pushing. Madeline Robinson, Tabron's there. That time Clayton's block. There's the 12th block of the night for Utah with Kerber and Phoebe Grace. That's a formidable block. Phoebe Grace having a great year. Kenzie Kerber likewise. 2nd team All-American last season, Kenzie Kerber. Set point for the Buffs, 24-20. They close it on the serve receive. Cool has been very efficient tonight at 6:36 before that swing went wide on the swing, 24-21. And again, a tough serve to deal with for the Buffs from sophomore Emily Smith. Tough receive of serve puts Utah in position here with Robinson. They've got a piece of Zoe Neverdowski and the line judge. And a point and a timeout. 24-22, Colorado stops it with their final timeout. Buffs trying to hang on in set 4 to take us to the 5th. Second touch for Emily Smith, put it to Madeline Robinson. Hot hands, 16 kills for Robinson, hitting .366. As we push toward postseason, looking at the standings and the rankings, the RPI coming into play heavily. Utah's RPI at 106. Oregon has the top mark at 15. For Utah, their remaining schedule, you saw the standings earlier, and you look at that RPI, They've still got Washington State coming up. That's next weekend, so they're going to play Colorado home and home here in Boulder, then in Salt Lake this weekend. Huge matchup with Washington State in Salt Lake next weekend. Washington State on Friday and Sunday of next weekend. That's going to be monstrous with Washington State sitting on top of the standings right now. Utah has one more win and one more loss than the Cougars. They'll close at Oregon State for a couple. They've got work to do here, obviously, with Colorado. The Buffs trying to force it to a fifth right now in Boulder. It's going to be a big weekend next weekend for Utah. Exciting stuff. Of course, all the players and the coaches talk about just being so appreciative to be playing at all after the lengthy summer and fall of our discontent. But now the competitive juices are flowing, and the stretch run of the conference battle is happening. Feels pretty normal. Beth Lanier talked about that, just looking for normalcy from day to day. A day with rhythm and normalcy is a win, she said. And that'll cap set 4 with Colorado out of the timeout. Nicely done with the Buffs forcing a fifth. Set it to Leah Clayton, put it off the hands. 16th kill for Clayton. Set 5 now from Boulder, 2-2 our score. Utah wins the odds, Colorado takes the evens, and we'll play to 15 to determine a winner tonight. Pac-12 volleyball, a battle in Boulder. Stats through 4 sets. 241 hitting for Utah, 222 for Colorado, the 11th ranked team in the country, the Utes. First time they've been outside of the top 10 this year, now at 11. They have 12 blocks compared to Colorado's 10. Colorado strong blocking in the 4th set to close that gap in block totals. 9 aces for Utah, another strong serving night for the Utes. Colorado, though, Jesse Mahoney talking about, we can beat anybody on our home floor. We haven't been very good on the road, 0-6 out on the road for the Buffs. Proving that point again. Grinding Utah to set 5 now. Blocks and aces and diversity of offense, some strong performances. Alexia Kuhl's been very good when called upon on the attack, as has Sterling Parker. DeLuzio, nice dig. Clayton, back row. Tabron got underneath that. And again, the Utah kick line, trying to keep the energy up in the 5th set. Long night of volleyball. Both teams traveling out tomorrow to get back to Salt Lake for a Sunday midday match. 1 o'clock Mountain, noon Pacific. The Utes and Buffaloes. Leah Clayton again. Clayton closed the 4th set with a kill. This one here to make it 1-1 in the 5th set. 17th kill for Leah Clayton. That's team high. Danny Drews leads everybody with 19. Now 57 attacks for Leah Clayton. Ace serve. Megan Hart. Megan Hart has 2 aces now. The Buffs have 7 as a team. Maya Tabron also with 2 aces for Colorado. Short serve. Ramirez dives in to put it up. Madeline Robinson. 17th kill for Robinson. Sub in to serve is Emily Smith. 2-2. We're playing to 15 in the 5th set. Alexia Kuhl, nice punch up from Madeline Robinson. Kenzie Kerber, and that's in. What a great finish from Kerber as the Utes scramble to a point. Huge point for Utah, and let's see, that's going to be a challenge. Jesse Mahoney pulled out the card, and he might have a case. Asking about the in-out call there. He thinks that ball was wide. The Buffs thought it was out. This is the first challenge tonight for Jesse Mahoney, Colorado's head coach. 2018, they lost in round one. 2017, Sweet 16 for the Buffs under Jesse Mahoney. Here's a look at that play that's being reviewed. Robinson to the floor. And Torres sent that up for Kenzie Kerber. There's Kerber's swing going across court. Point goes to Utah. Got the edge of the line. Colorado challenging, see if that was wide. Well worth a challenge. The replay says in. 3-2 the score. Utah has the lead on the serve. Power from Robinson. Tabrin dives in. Great dig from Maya. Tip from Clayton. Zoe Neverdowski to Leah Clayton. Clayton finishes. Colorado withstands elongated point play. 18th kill for Leah Clayton. We're tied at 3 in the 5th set. Working the line side of the block. Clayton gets it off the hand. Clayton breathing heavily, understandably. 61 attacks for Leah. She still glides on the launch. Ace for Colorado, finding the back line. Again from Jenna Ewert, her second ace of the match. Colorado now 8 aces, 9 for Utah. Beautiful serve from Ewert, puts her team up by 1. 7th consecutive ranked opponent CU has faced. Was playing doubles against teams, so when you play a ranked team on a weekend, you play them twice. Changes the stat category, but nonetheless, relentless challenge for CU, and they're playing one of the best teams in the country, leading in the 5th set now. Madeline Robinson, Neverdowski, her dig goes over. Back row Drews. Nicely played by Jenna Ewert. Neverdowski to Sterling Parker, tip. Madeline Robinson missed that one. Colorado up 5-3. Jenna Ewert with 27 assists for Colorado tonight, 22 for Brenna DeLuzio. 5-3. Buffs lead. That serve will go wide. 7th error on the serve for Colorado. They have 7 errors and 8 aces. Now the strong serve to the hands of Kenzie Kerber. Clayton battles to keep that up. Parker tips. Kerber dives in, and Clayton puts it back. Kerber flew in. Her pickup right into the waiting hand of Leah Clayton. (6-4). Buffs lead by 2 in the 5th set. Robinson uses the block. Madeline ties a career high with 18 kills. She did that at BYU last year and now has 18 in this 5-setter. And doing it in style with only 1 error. 18 kills and 1 error on 45 attacks, a .378 swing percentage for Madeline Robinson. It's a shiny stat line for Robinson. Ewert setting Tabrin. Nice set. Great angle for Maya Tabrin, who goes over and thanks her setter. Ewart's 28th assist for Tabrin, her 5th kill. Some teaching technique video right there. Follow that CU offensive set. Danny Drews out on the swing. 10th error for Drews. And the 8th point for Colorado leads to a side change, an automatic timeout on the floor. 8-5, Buffs have the lead in set 5 against Utah. Only 3 teams in 14 matches have hit over 200 against Utah this year. Colorado hitting 227 in this match. One of just 4 teams now in 15 matches for Utah to be over the 200 mark. They could still fall below that in the match if they really went cold here down the stretch, but credit to Colorado for fighting through, finding a way. The 6-2 system, 50 assists between DeLuzio and Ewert. Double-double for DeLuzio with 14 digs and 22 assists. Colorado serving up by 3 out of the timeout, and a big misfire from... No, you got fingers there. Got the touch. Colorado reacted initially like they had it. I bought it. Danny Drews got her 20th kill. Tonight, Drews has moved into second all-time at Utah in kills. She's got 20 in this match. 10 digs, another double-double. Sage Ka'aina Torres, 44 assists, 22 digs, another double-double for her. Colorado unfazed by the Drews kill that brought it back to a 2-point 5th set. Smooth and poised from CU with Megan Hart getting it from Jenna Ewert. Big celebration breaks out for Megan Hart. 7th kill. 583 the attack percentage for Hart. Drews flies up and missed the shot. 10-6. Colorado 5 points away from a big upset. And Utah's going to take a timeout. Tonight, Stanford swept Arizona State. Arizona swept Cal. Oregon State and Oregon are playing a 5th set. And we're doing the same here in Boulder. Utah and Colorado at 2-2. USC and UCLA just underway in Los Angeles. Beth Lanier trying to get that 600th win tonight and looking uphill now in the 5th after winning the 1st and the 3rd. Utes trail 599 career wins, all of those with Utah. It's the only place she's coached. 31 seasons now, 16 NCAA tournaments in her completed 30 years of coaching. 4-time Conference Coach of the Year, including the most recent Pac-12 honor in 2019. Those 19-20 win seasons. Could still find her way there this year in a limited schedule. The Utes with 11 wins, trying to get their 12th tonight and their 600th for their coach. The Utes after tonight have 5 matches remaining. Colorado on Sunday, 2 against Washington State, 2 against Oregon State, and then in position now and hoping to continue that push to the postseason. Few fans allowed in CU Event Center, and so we call upon them to provide extra dancing. You got to dance a little harder when you're part of a limited crowd. Those things don't dance very well. So the live beings in here. Brenna DeLuzio with the Buffs up by 4 out of the timeout. That ball's going over, and Drews approached. And nothing she could do about that. Violation of Drews trying to fend off that over ball. Now Colorado 11-6 in the 5th set. Buffs pushing Utah into extreme danger zone. Colorado has only won 1 match since February 7th. 1 win on March 7th. Lost 9 of 10. Keep grinding. They're in position to have that payoff tonight. Tabrin with the tip. Utes everywhere on the floor. Drews, Neverdowski dug it over, and then Drews put it away. 11-7, Utah back within 4. 21 kills for Danny Drews. Relentless at the net. Drews firing away until that went down. For the match, Utah hitting 239, Colorado 223. 12 blocks for the Utes, 10 for Colorado. Tough serve from Sage Ka and a Torres. Drews tips and drops it to the floor. Danny goes off speed. And now Colorado will call timeout as the Utes get back within 3. 22nd kill for Danny Drews as she changes speeds in the air. Showed a little wind up, and then one of the better beach volleyball players around the country brings a little bit of that game to the indoor game right there. Saw again in that 6 on the floor for Beth Lanier on that point. Summer Daniel, the freshman, out there for the Utes in this crunch time finish. Biggest and brightest stars take center stage for the 2-session, one-day event. 8 teams vying for one trophy. The 2021 Pac-12 Women's Gymnastics Championships. Coverage begins Saturday, 11 a.m. Pac-12 Network. You can download and stream live wherever you might be with Pac-12 Now. It's tomorrow, Pac-12 Women's Gymnastics Championships. Well worth settling in and following the finest gymnastics competition in the country. Leah Clayton, 62 swings tonight. The Buffs have 157 attacks, 62 of those to Leah Clayton, 19 kills, 9 digs for Clayton. She had 29 kills exactly 1 month ago against Washington on this floor. 1 month later, she's swinging away again with 62 attacks and 19 kills. Sage Ka and a Torres serving, the setter from Utah. Alcantara, Melissa swung it. Utes chance to get within 2 with Danny Drews. Got it. Great angle from Drews. Beth Lanier said we set her fast when we can. This one was high, not a fast set. Big arm, great angles. On display right there. Short serve. Neverdowski steps in. Buffs leading by 2, and now the block's going to make it a 1-point 5th set. 13th block at a big time for Utah. 4-0 run for Utah. Phoebe Grace with 11 blocks in this match. Kerber was with her, and Phoebe now with 11. Kenzie Kerber with 5 blocks. Alcantara puts that through the block. Colorado needed that point, up 11-10, and a 4-0 run from Utah. Alyssa Alcantara delivers right through Kerber. 12-10. Serve from Tabor, and she's been solid at the serve line. Danny Drews. Colorado's going to keep that ball moving. Outside to Kerber through the Colorado block. 12-11. Kerber on the left side with the left arm swing. 12-11. Kenzie Kerber now to double digits, 10 kills. She has 8 digs. Megan Hart, you got some blood. So per the rules, got to address that. Have an opportunity to get that under control. So it'll be a stop and play while they try to deal with that on the training staff on the CU side. And might have a little floor cleanup necessary too. Nick Sprouse, the erstwhile equipment dude for CU Athletics. His wife Linda on stats tonight. Family contributions here to keep this match moving. Nick's going to come out with the towel and work on the floor while they work on Megan Hart's left hand. You know, like a lot of players, chance here to give credit to Megan Hart, who has been dealing with that left hand most of the season and playing middle blocker, no less. Megan, just wrap some socks around it and send me back out there. All right. Got a big match going here. Danny Drews serving. Utah down by 1. Melissa Alcantara, great dig from Drews. Sent over by Phoebe Grace. Outside to Leah Clayton. Off of the libero, and Colorado 13-11 now in set 5. Buffs up by 2 points away from an upset of number 11 ranked Utah. Megan Hart to serve. After getting the hand under control, Ramirez receives it. Kerber wide on the shot, and Colorado to match point. 14-11 Buffaloes. 8 aces tonight for Colorado. Going to get a challenge from Beth Lanier on the in-out call. Utah wants to see if this is in. Ooh, that's going to be huge. Wow, that says line. Right now the scoreboard says 14. Great work on our cameras and our replay. Ronald, nice work dialing them up. Thanks to Scott Ferry and Eric Poloni for leading the charge tonight on our production crew. That ball looking optimistic. Utah dancing on their sideline. They think they know which way this is going to go. Right now it says 14-11. Colorado. If this challenge works for Utah, it's going to be 13-12. It's to Utah. Yeah, that was the first gesture, was gesture to the floor, meaning in. The second gesture was to the Utah bench, meaning point Utes. So it said 14-11 for match point. It now says 13-12, and the tension cranks up another notch. Getting your money's worth tonight, Pac-12 volleyball. Great battle between Utah and Colorado. Strong serve of Emily Smith faces the Buffs, trying to get back to match point. Tabron, DeLuzio, Clayton winds up on her 64th attack. Drews from the back, tips. Clayton through the block, and Colorado does send it to match point. 14-12, Leah Clayton. 21 kills. Danny Drews leads everyone with 23 tonight on 51 attacks. Zoe Neverdowski now with 23 digs for Colorado, playing libero tonight as the starting libero. And Utah, as Colorado has their first match point teed up. Timeout for the Utes. Beth Lanier out of timeouts. Leah Clayton goes up off of the block. The right arm of Kenzie Kerber, and Clayton with 65 attacks, 21 kills, 9 errors. 10 digs now for Leah. She's got the double-double. Her 6th of the year. Pac-12 scoreboard mentioned a moment ago. The activity tonight: Stanford a sweep, Arizona a sweep. The Oregon schools tied up. UCLA and USC just underway. That'll be coming up next, right behind us on Pac-12 networks. And Washington State canceled. Unfortunate there. The top 2 teams in the standings, ranked 8th and 14th. Huge battle, rivalry, of course. It's just one of the gut punches of the challenges we all face. Should be Jenna Ewert heading to the serve line. The Buffaloes have 8 aces in the match. Utah has 9 aces. 13 blocks for Utah, 10 for Colorado. The Buffs can get a block, get an ace, get whatever, they're going to get a win. Ewert serving for the match for Colorado. 14-12 Buffaloes. Madeline Robinson. Block stops her. Here comes Leah Clayton. Ramirez overhand dig. Robinson again. Colorado slows that down. Back to Drews and waterfall down the block of Colorado. The Buffs were there. Drews bashed it into the block. And now Utah needs 1 point to force extras. Colorado looking to win it here on the serve of Kenzie Kerber. Kerber in this match, 2 aces, 11 kills, 8 digs, 5 blocks for Kerber. Another big stat line tonight for Kenzie, all over the place. Here it goes for the match. Parker swings it. Up it goes from Kerber. Robinson tips. Second touch for Neverdowski. For the win, Clayton. Got the touch, and the Puffs get the upset of Utah. Colorado 3-2 in the opening match of a weekend Rocky Mountain rivalry. Utah won the first set handily, won the third set by 10, but Colorado taking the second set, the fourth set, and the fifth. And the Buffs, with Leah Clayton swinging it 67 times tonight. The 67th is the final. 22 kills for Clayton tonight and 10 digs, the double-double. Zoe Neverdowski, a career-high 23 digs as the libero, and Colorado gets their 6th win of the season, now 6-3 at home this year. They'll take that momentum and that positive feeling to Salt Lake City for the rematch on Sunday. Thad Anderson for our entire Pac-12 Network's crew. Buffaloes beat the Utes in 5 in Boulder on Pac-12 Networks.